At least that's all I ever hear on my radio.
Hello, my name's Pete Doff. Welcome to Self-Isolation.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Too drunk to think, you're hot, wet, and ready. You're my favourite side, I can't leave you alone. I just hope that your parents won't be at home. I know they won't be at home. I better not be at home. I hope they're not at home. I can't wait to bring you to that special place. I can't wait to feel your love on my face. You don't quite make it as a black and white, but I'm sure it's much better, better inside. Much better inside. Much better inside. Deep down inside. You asked me what I never ring to see if you're at home. Cause you know, baby, it ain't much fun. I can pick you up on the telephone. Hot, sweaty love running down from above. There on my coat gives me hope. Then in my throat. Baby, down in my throat. Away down in my throat. I might choke.
And that was the magnificent Epileptics, my favourite local band, although not a Harlow band, I might add. But that's magnificent. That was 1970s, made in Hong Kong, and that was followed by the also amazingly good Plaything by the wonderful Sods.
So my rubber duck ain't got no feet. My rubber duck ain't got no feet. My rubber duck is full of leaks. Oh, oosa.
A stranger in a strange town. I wanna be a soldier, like my father. Little boy lost and found. Caspar Hauser. Caspar Hauser. Well, you're standing there like Caspar Hauser, touching that letter in your hand, surrounded by all those hostile faces who don't like what they don't understand. worried for a while. You kept them all guessing, but I saw you smile, Caspar Hauser. Caspar Hauser. A cat among the pigeons, Caspar Hauser. You make the fur and feathers fly. So many questions and no simple answers. Now they won't let sleeping dogs fly. Clench your fist. There's a stranger in our midst, sticking out like a sore thumb, invading our boredom. Don't ask him questions, just take a look at his trousers. You scared them half to death, but you didn't fool me, Caspar Hauser. 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 You didn't fool me, Caspar Hauser.
I know we all, reminisce, and, we've all got some good stories to tell about the square and, bands we've seen and whatnot, but a point that's worth making is somewhat overlooked sometimes, is that it's such a creative place to be in. Many of us form bands from meeting people in the square, Unfortunately, the council don't quite see that, do they? They just see fucking statues.
United in great, tomorrow is better, taking you in the
This is going to be awkward. That was Antibodies and Anti by Nature, and that was followed by The Prime Beats, and that was Beautiful Destruction from 1986. Thanks ever so much for listening. I've kept it local. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for listening. Just look after yourselves and be safe, and I'll leave you with this.
Unbelievable. Door! Fuck's sake.
Good evening. Hi everyone. Welcome to our third weekly now virtual night at the Square. Going to be every Saturday from now on here on the Square's Facebook Live. Thank you very much to Pete Doff for providing that intro music for us. Nice one, Pete. If anybody else wants to get involved with that kind of thing, then just drop us a line and we'll hook up and let you know what we need to do. The best thing is to kind of look at local music, local bands, things that aren't on major labels really. Not some local bands were. Well done to them. But anything that Facebook isn't going to shut us down for playing. So, nice one, Pete. We have got loads to get through this week, and the theme of this week is less talk, more music. Something we've all pledged to keep to as much as we can. But I do have to mention GoFundMe. We've got a link going for GoFundMe. It's here. We want to run an event in the town park after all this is blown over. It's going to be tied in with Linkfest, with their 10th anniversary. It's currently scheduled for the August bank holiday, but who knows what's going to happen. So if they postpone, we postpone, and we do it all when we're allowed to. So if you want to contribute to that, then get involved. I've also got a competition that's going to tie in with that as well. I'll explain a little bit more about that at another time. Competition, no, for this week, same as other weeks. And if you're new to it, in the information about this show, there is a link to Zoom. So if you've got Zoom, click on that link. And Goose later on is going to set you a question, and then if we bring you into the meeting and you answer that question correctly, you will win this week. The prize is a print, an A3 print like this. A guy called Richard Goddard made these up and put it on his Instagram. He sent us a digital copy. We put it on our Facebook, and people loved it so much they asked him if he would make some prints up. So it's a very limited amount. He's only made 20 altogether. and one of them is a prize you can win tonight, but we'll tell you how to do that later on. What else have we got? We have got, I'll tell you what, we've got everybody else. Everybody else is here. So I think if I click on that, there we all are. Hello, everybody else. Steve, Richard, Goose.
Doesn't look like my arm at all, does it? I'm sitting on my lap with a much bigger arm than I've got.
Yeah, we know what you use that arm for, don't we, Rich? That's why
Here
it's
he
a
goes.
bigger arm.
And there is Goose's first mute of the evening. I'm joking. Right, everyone been all right?
I've got my gaffer tape. I've got a roll of gaffer tape, Smithy. I use that in a minute.
You've got self-control. We have got, I've assigned us here 4 more minutes of chat before we are going to get on with the less chat, more music. We've all pledged to that. How's everyone's week's been?
It's been pretty busy, I think, strangely. I think everyone's sort of acclimatised to working remotely, so there's like lots of things, well, not lots of things, but some things coming in, you know what I mean, getting in the way of doing nothing.
Good. I've been playing about technology. I've moved myself. I'm not in the downstairs bar anymore. I've gone upstairs to our little VIP. It used to be the Rock School cupboard. Used to be a little platform. Anyone recognise
VIP
that?
Rock School cupboard.
The VIP Rock School cupboard. That's where I am. It's nice to be here. Goose, all good?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, just been working from home, doing bugger all really because I've run out of work. But they still want to pay me as long as I log on. That's fair enough. I just go walking and running and watching porn.
Do you do that same thing? You do 9 o'clock email and 5:30 email, and what happens in between?
Very much, mate. Yeah, and just a check at lunchtime, but that's the way it is. So, it's what it is, isn't it? You know. Hey ho.
I've had a very pleasant week. Because one of the advantages of being a gardener is the essential work that I do is out in the open, and it's been a very nice week. So.
You let yourself out the studio.
I mean, you've been out of that room since last week.
No, I went out for the first time. I went out gardening this week. Yeah.
You're back at work gardening, then, Rich?
That really is about as interesting as it got.
A gig's a gig.
This is it.
Yeah.
So, right, let's crack on. We have got some brilliant exclusive live music that has been recorded, especially for you guys tonight. And the 2 key pieces have both come from abroad, from the United States. So I'm really chuffed that technology has allowed us to communicate with America, not only in a way where we can request stuff, but they send it to us. So really looking forward to sharing that with you. Steve's going to be, as we mentioned last week, exploring the Essex Undiscovered competition. He's going to be let us know a bit more about that and about a couple of acts that he has highlighted from the last couple of years of the competition. So we'll be hearing from them as well. A couple of birthday shout outs. I'm glad that we've been sent those. So please, everyone watching, do get involved after this. Get in the comments, get on the Squares Messenger, send us stuff, send us what you want to hear, because otherwise it's this. And as beautiful as this is, we want to hear from you as well. So time-wise, I think we are just about there to keep on track, if not get ahead of ourselves. Richard, this one is actually for you. So this has been filmed. A friend of yours has sent this, and a big shout out as well to Sally Newhouse, who's also a friend of a band, friend of both bands. She'll understand what I mean by this. And a bit of her footage. Sally used to come to the Square quite a bit and film bands and support live music. She's a great supporter of live music. So Facebook.
Is Sally with us tonight?
She is. She should be tuning in. She's just sorted her garden out, apparently, getting it ready for the hedgehogs to visit. For the evening.
I won't say anything.
But Sally, if you go on Punk Rock Sal on Facebook, you'll see loads of photos from the Square, from gigs she went to, really good ones, especially from that last night, and lots of video on her YouTube channel. Anyway, I filled a bit more time. Shouldn't be talking. Let's talk more music. Richard, as I say, this was sent over from your good friend Kevin Preston from Prima Donna.
Good.
I really miss the Square, and I really miss Barry Masters. Here we go. No place for me today. Shine my reason for me to stay. I'm tired of wasting precious time. I'm waking up to live in time. I'm gonna quit this town. I'm gonna quit this town. I'm tired of being put down. I'm gonna quit this town today. I ain't no going where the music's loud. I'm tired of when the evening ends and going on at 10:30. I'm gonna quit this town. I'm gonna quit this town. I'm tired of being put down. I'm gonna quit this town today.
Right, my name's Ian McKellar, aka Squaddy. I think that's what most of you know me as. And I've had that nickname probably since the time I met Mac, because I'm 90% certain it was him that gave me the name. Probably knowing full well that I'd hate it, and he was right. I did, but kind of grew into it. So I first met Mac, it would have been about 1991, and he introduced me to punk in a way that I'd never really experienced it before. Not your commercial stuff, not the stuff that everyone knew about in the 1970s. He kind of showed me a whole load of other things. He was booking bands at the Square at the time. He was the lead promoter, and he was pulling bands in from the States, mostly courtesy of Essex County Council's credit card, so more power to him. But he gave us bands like Jawbreaker, he gave us bands like Lagwagon and Good Riddance and Tilt and Less Than Jake. And that's just the American bands. He was bringing punk shows to the Square all the time, like loads of bands all over the country, like Chopper, Skimmer, Goober Patrol, Fair Dinkum, God bless them. So that's how I know Mac. I mean, I used to take time off work from the Air Force to actually drive his band, Travis Cut, around the country and just get up to all sorts of weird shenanigans, drinking adventures. That whole being a punk rock roadie kind of thing was just so much fun. So I've got him to thank for that as well. So this is really just a message to say, get well, mate. Everyone's thinking of you, and I wish you knew just how loved you are by everyone throughout the wider UK punk community and at the Square in particular. So hurry up and get well, mate. You've got plenty of punk rock miles left on the clock yet. All right? Cheers, pal.
This is quite old.
there we go. A couple of bits of music there. Travis Cut, thank you very much, Squaddy, for sending that video in as well. And again, just a reminder, anyone who wants to send in stuff, messages to people, well wishes, just hellos, shout outs, whatever, then do please get in touch. And before that, all the way from the US of A, Kevin Preston from Prima Donna. So Richard, that's one of your buddies. How?
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin's from Prima Donna. We met them on we were out with the Hot Rods doing a little run across their country, and Prima Donna came on the first run with us. They did 2 or 3 tours with us in the end, but the really big one, we did one side to the other. They were with us throughout the whole of that, and they are something else. They really are top bunch, but they're amazing, really. You see, Kevin looks really cool there, and the whole band look, the business, and they're like that all the time. They're never ever not like that. They get up in the morning and they look like that. Do you know what I mean? I think they have a bath or a shower and everything all like that as well.
Well, the video that he's done in his home, do you know what I mean? That's just him at home in self-isolation, looking cool.
Yeah, they are a right cool bunch. They are lovely. Great band as well.
And so, for people who don't know, Richard also plays in Eddie and the Hot Rods and has done for the last couple of decades, and that's been on tour with Prima Donna. So that's how they ended up playing at the Square. So they were coming over for a tour, but you kind of linked all that together.
Back. Yeah. It was obviously when you're not a major act, it's extremely difficult to tour anywhere. Just as it is for other bands coming over here, you need a little bit of assistance. So when you go to countries like that, you really do need someone on the ground who's prepared to run use the equipment and help you out with running stuff around. And that's exactly what Prima Donna did. And so, the least we could do really was to get them over a couple of times. Actually, we brought them over a couple of times to do a tour with us over here. Quite apart from the fact that, as I say, they're an excellent outfit anyway. They're a great nights out. They're a great fun band. But there's a couple of bands like that I'd like to have brought over, but as it turns out, you can't. It is an expensive business. Prima Donna were the only ones.
But for other bands that you going over to America, saying to people that you were involved with Square, that wouldn't have been an alien thing to them. There was other bands that had toured around the country that you would have crossed paths with that would have come over to England.
They're already aware of aware of the Square. I mean, there are an awful lot of bands out there who are aware of the Square. The Square, it was for bands of that ilk who follow the kind of bands that we used to feature at the Square and bands that would be regular fixtures for us at the Square. A lot of those bands were bands that they looked up to in this country anyway. They were bands that they followed. So they used to see, the Hot Rods or the Feelgoods or whatever playing at the Square, and so they were quite aware of it when I went over there. So it was quite a highlight for them to do it. Cambridge Junction was another one that they were quite keen to do as well for some reason.
Cool. So a massive thank you to Kevin and the other guys in Prima Donna and Sal for the footage from when they played at the Square. And again, just a mention there to follow on from Squaddy as well. A big shout out to Mac, who is in a bit of a bad way, but hopefully, he will get through this. And some brilliant Travis Cut footage there as well from the last time they played at the Square with Goober Patrol, Vanilla Pod, Loser Token. Great night and great memories. Right, we have got, as I mentioned at the start of the show, we've been sent through some birthday shout-outs. So, for Tuesday, a big happy birthday. I feel this is really cheesy, like a kids' programme, isn't it? A big happy birthday to Billy Ginn. And that comes from Sue, Andy and Liz. So, a lot of you will know Bill as one of our bar staff. He was instrumental in the incoming nights, which brought a load of interesting bands to the Square. Like, these would be the kind of bands that would be chucking out demos everywhere, and people would go, "That's a bit out here. That's not. What would you do with that?" And Bill would book them basically and say to everyone, "Come and see something interesting. Come and see some bands." And that's the Square's been doing that for years, but Bill in the later years really took charge of that. So thank you for doing that, for bringing those bands into our lives.
And happy birthday.
Have a good birthday. And Bill was also well known for playing in the Worldonfire, a very popular band. So have a good one on Tuesday. Love from everyone.
Hi Kylan, it's Mummy. Just want to wish you a really happy birthday and tell you how much I love you and miss you and can't wait for you to come home when all this is over. I know you're going to be thrilled to be part of this Square gig tonight because you was always so proud to be part of the Square, as were Janica and Reese growing up. It was the most amazing, safe place for you all to be yourselves, and I was really proud for you to be part of it. So thank you, Adam, for all you're doing, for keeping us all together, but also reminding us how much we miss it. Maybe not as much as I miss my kids right now. Bye-bye.
So, happy birthday for Tuesday, Bill, and happy birthday, Kylan. We are now going to start the competition. So the link is in the comments. I'm literally about to put it in there again right now. What you need to do is click on the link and you'll be put into a waiting room for our Zoom meeting, and we'll bring you in and you need to shout out the answer to a question. Now, this question this evening is going to be asked by Mr. Goose.
Put that on my comps list, will you? That drink. Cheers.
So, question,
Hello.
please.
Hello, Squareites. Good evening. Yeah, the question is, when we took over the Square in 2008, myself and these monkeys up here, we opened up on July the 4th, Independence Day 2008. Our first gig, who headlined it that night? So who headlined our first gig on July 4th when we opened up and took over the Square?
So what you need
Simple.
to do is click on that Zoom link, get yourself in the waiting room for the meeting, and I'll admit one of you into this meeting. All we need, this is a bit like this morning with Phil and Holly, you just need to blurt out the answer. If you say anything else, you'll be booted out. If you get the answer wrong, you'll be booted out. We need a correct answer. And what you'll win is one of these fine A3 prints of this picture of the Square by Richard Goddard. A lot of people have been asking as well about where you can buy these. There's 20 available. We're giving one away, so there's 19. I know that he's already been selling a few, so I'll post a link into the comments, and if you want to purchase one as well, you can do so. Bang on time, 2020. I'm really happy with this. So, Mr. Steve Harcourt has been involved with Essex Undiscovered competition, and last week he spoke a little bit about it. This week he has chosen two of his favourite acts from the last couple of years. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, basically, just for a quick, if there's anyone that didn't see what we were talking about last week, basically Essex Undiscovered is a county-wide sort of rock contest, but that's used as a framework for sort of highlighting new bands and acts and giving them a chance to play and sort of get some more experience and get exposure and everything else. But there are prizes and there are winners, but you know, winning isn't the be-all and end-all of the competition. But over the last few years, obviously there's been some acts that are doing something and are looking quite interesting. So what I've picked out this week is I picked out Harry, who she won the solo competition 2 years ago, and she's got a single out at the moment that came out yesterday called Colour Me In. We're not going to play that one. We're just going to play the song that I liked the most from her set that she did back then. So basically, yeah, you can find her information at harryandthechicks.com. If you go there, you can buy her single, and I think she's even got a fashion line. I think she's like quite entrepreneurial. So, and then the other video will be a band that are actually in this year's competition. Now, basically, we'd run most of this year's competition up until basically early March, when obviously everything shut down. We were supposed to just have the final. That was the last thing to happen. So this band are in the final whenever we actually resume, and they're called Jellyfish and the Milkmen, which is obviously a Catfish and the Bottlemen joke, but which is a bit lame. But they're actually quite an interesting band. But so I'm not entirely sure what their plan is, like in terms of whether they're a totally serious band or not because of the name. But they're basically one English guy who wears a mask because he's actually in another band, and then 3 Italians. So I'm not entirely sure exactly whether they're overall here studying together or what. I don't know, but they're sort of quite an interesting band. But they're there's something slightly different compared to some of the things that come in over the years. So, but it's just basically out of what bands are in the final. There are a couple of interesting ones, but I just sort of picked one, not quite at random, out the final, but sort of, well, let's have a look at that one. But, and I will also say about Harry's performance, that performance that we're going to show in a minute, wasn't at Undiscovered, but part of Undiscovered is that we, as well as the prizes for winning being, you know, getting a video, getting music recording, this kind of stuff, with a lot of the acts, we try and get them gigs elsewhere. So that they'll do festivals, they'll do events, you know, that kind of stuff. So there are a lot of these bands are actually going on to gig in London. They're going on to gig at, you know, festivals across the country and there's things like Fling Festival which we're associated with and things like that. So there are avenues outside of it. So it's a whole system set up basically to give people experience, give them a chance, and then give them some feedback and help them develop, and then see where they go from there. So
yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning that Harry and the Chicks opened up the Square Summer event last year, and basically what I said to Steve was, from Essex Undiscovered, just find us an act, and you know, I was putting together the rest of the bill, but kind of just put it in Steve, you know, go and find us someone, and that's going to be the same for future events. I think that we do. I think we'll definitely for this summer thing that we've got planned, if it happens, and the town park, we're going to say, Steve, find us a band from Essex Undiscovered, and we'll give them a place as well. So it's not an official prize as part of being of Undiscovered, but it's what the Square is about and supporting new music. Right, we are, if I carry on chatting, going to go behind time. So let's talk more music. This is Steve, introduce them.
So this, I don't know which way I've done it, but let's assume it's Harry first. So this is a song called Sucrose Solution, which she performed at St John's in Hoxton. And it's, hopefully that'll be on the album that she's currently producing. So, but as I say, aside from this, there's the single Colour Me In, which you can get from her website.
Someone's been putting that in the comments, actually. There's a couple of Harry fans there.
That's good to see. And then the second one will be Jellyfish and the Milkmen. God knows what the song's called. They're Italian, so.
Cool, let's go.
Sunny, I love it.
When I took her hand, she grabbed my soul. I was on the way to the sun. Come on. People closed my eyes in a box, became my light, and I got lost. Come on. She'll never understand that my love is a poison, my love is a poison, love is a poison. I'll never be free again. She'll never understand that my love is a poison, my love is a poison, my love is a poison. Come on! Now you have to come inside to see where I hide. Like there's any prize I catch like I'm in the sky. You don't have to be shy, please come inside. You don't have to be shy, please come inside. No, dead, I'm blind.
So there we go, a couple of acts there from Undiscovered. Thank you, Steve, for picking those out and for the work you continue to do to support new creative live music in the Essex area. Right, just before that, Goose, you set us a task, didn't you? You set us a question. Can you just remind us of what that question was, please?
Yeah, the question was, I need another drink, I think. It was when we took over the square in 2008, on Independence Day, July the 4th, our first gig, who headlined that gig when we opened up?
And we are now going to, through the joys of technology, admit into the room. Come on, don't fail us now. Joe's iPad. It's a good surname. It's a popular surname. It's Joe.
Hello.
It's Little Joe.
Hello.
Little Joe.
1 sec, he's got to say the answer. Rules are rules.
Say the answer.
Wilco Johnson.
Goose, is he right?
He is correct.
Wilco Johnson.
Yes.
It's
Well
Little
done.
Joe. It's Little Pressure Drop Joe. How's things?
Hey. All good. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing what we
Good,
can
yeah,
do.
lovely to see you.
Are you still in Cambridge?
Well, isn't he? You're looking well.
Yeah, still in Cambridge. It's all good. Well, apart from being on furlough, but can't complain.
It's a rough old area, though, Cambridge, isn't it? Ooh.
It's very rough.
Well,
Main Street.
Give us a plug. What pub are you working with when you're allowed to work when you're back?
A plug. The Queen Edith in near Addenbrooke's Hospital. We do NHS discount as well.
Wow.
Little plug there. For that.
Well, Joe, you can't see it on your Zoom bit, but I'm just about to put up a picture again. This is what Joe has just won. So you can see that very soon hanging on the walls as soon as we're allowed to go to the pub of the Queen Edith pub. Is that where you're going to put it?
Yeah,
or is it going in your bedroom?
Mine.
So well done, Joe. And it's great to see you, Joe. Can we get a bit of a pressure drop section on an upcoming Square show?
Well, if you get enough likes, if people are up for it, then why not?
Is that how you play it nowadays? You heard the man in the comments section. Let's get some shouts out for the pressure drop, and if you want
shout out. If there's enough shout outs, then I'll do it.
If you want Joe's pressure drop to start one of our upcoming shows, then let him know. Let him know how much he's loved, and it's good to see you.
All right,
top man, Joe. Well done.
So you're going to have very soon. You're going to have a limited edition of only 20. You're going to have number 1 of 20 coming your way.
Oh, marvellous.
Nice one. Right.
Hey.
Good to see you. Take care.
Bye, Joe.
Cheers, guys. Lovely job.
Well done. That's brilliant. That's great. I haven't seen Joe in a while, in too long. So let's make that happen. If you want a pressure drop special on one of these shows, then let us know. Right, let's have a quick look at what we've got coming up. We are going to be going now to our special headline set, and at the start of the show I mentioned that both of the exclusive live performances for this show this evening have both come from people sending them over from America. This next one, this is our special headline set of the evening. Steve Sparrow, who was in Morning Parade, who went on to do very well, but his kind of first adventures at the Square would have been through school gigs, but also his time in Another Story. I did find some footage from them playing in the rock contest, Murray introducing them.
He also did work experience.
He was, yeah. There's a photo, isn't there?
He did work experience with us.
So
a lazy git, if I remember rightly.
Perfect for us, isn't it? So Steve is now living in California, and he has got a new project on the go. I've put a caption in the corner, so for those of you that are on Instagram that are interested in what Steve's up to now, have a look at the handle there for his Instagram. And very pleased. Thanks a lot, Steve, for doing this. Everybody, this is our headline set for the evening. This is Steve Sparrow.
Hi everyone, Steve Sparrow here from Morning Parade. formerly off Morning Parade. I guess I'll always be part of Morning Parade thanks to the beautiful tattoo that is on my arm that we all share. Here to play a few songs for you. I hope everybody's well, I hope everybody's safe. Staying inside, I know it's really boring, but you gotta do it. Smithy, thanks so much for asking me to do this. Sorry it took me so long to get it to you. And I just want to say the Square, it was such an important part of my life. Without it, I would never, ever have got close to doing half the things I've been able to do in music. Right back in my youth, Brian Saunders, Steve Harcourt, John Sellins, just had such a huge impact on me and encouraged me so much to pursue this, and showed me how to make bands and to arrange songs and yeah, all of that stuff. This song's called Headlights. It was a really important song for Morning Parade. It was a song that I wrote about 15 minutes in a dorm room in Bristol when I was studying at BIM, and went on to be very successful for us. So I owe this song a lot. I did get pretty sick of playing it about 8 times a day in 2012, but anyway, this is Headlights.
Like the evening sun, I sink to the ground. I'll keep my promises. I won't let you down. Like a rabbit in your headlights, and we're back into your car. And like the early morning headlights, I am all too predictable. Yeah, I'm all too predictable. Whoa, You're steady as I come undone. You're quietly bound, but I'll keep my promises. I won't let you down. 'Cause like a rabbit in your headlights, I'm back into your car. Like the early morning headlights, I am all too predictable. Yeah, I'm all too predictable. True like the firstborn, weight pound for pound. Oh, I'll keep my promises like a thorn in your crown. Yeah, it's like a
as headlights. Yeah. Like I said, written in written in a very quick time. And I thought it would be a B-side, and Phil Titus, who many of you will know, said that's not a B-side. I'm glad he said that. This song is from our second album, Pure Adulterated Joy, and the song is called Reality Dreams. And we've been on tour for a really long time, like 3 years around Europe and the US, and you kind of end up living in this weird bubble where you don't, you just live inside a bus and you just see a different city every day. And coming back to reality was really strange because everybody was, at the time, everybody was watching like X Factor and shows like Towie, shows of that nature, and I just felt super disconnected from it, and I actually felt a little bit sort of guilty about it as well. I don't know why, it just felt strange. I guess I had this sort of strange empathy for it. Anyway, this song's called Reality Dreams.
Bound so tightly on the windowsill, bending backwards and then backwards again, chasing tails around and round until the party's over and we've emptied out the well. We start believing all the lies we tell ourselves, and no more building prisons in our heads. So no more Sunday, no lottery or fame, no more fake smiling, oh, no more black champagne, and no more thinking I want a race I wish I'd lost. Bound by the wrists, we tell ourselves that we'll get over this. Here in the sand, oh, we were busy making plans. So no more MTV or magazines. I start living my own reality dream, and I wanna see it, I wanna be it, I wanna taste it all. Bound by the wrists, we tell ourselves that we'll get over this. Here in the sand, oh, we were busy making plans. Bound by our wrists, we tell ourselves that we'll get over this. Here us to give our hearts to someone else. Love that is everlasting, the kind of love Hollywood sells. And the happy ending was all we really asked. Don't spend your life pretending your happy end already passed.
Ta-da! And there we go. Australian dreams. I think next I will play. I'm going to play 2 more songs. And this first one is called Half Lethal Bottle. We got it.
It was one of those days as I recall, the sound you sleeping on the kitchen floor, a half-liter bottle by the sink. I'd known you'd always like to drink, but all I know is what I saw. I saw you sleeping on the kitchen floor, a half-liter bottle by the sink. Oh, and brother, why? Oh, brother, why did you lie? Oh, brother, why? Oh, brother, why? It was one of those days where I could see my everything, my every hope and dream. I smoked cigarette butts line the streets, and all I know is all I've seen. The start of you was the end of me, and cigarette stains on my teeth. Oh, and brother, why? Oh, and brother, why did you lie? Oh, brother, why? Oh, brother, why do you keep it all inside? You keep it all inside. Half-liter bottle, I cling to your side, and all I know becomes undone. Where were the angels that night? 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 Where were the angels that night?
And that's Half Liter Bottle. I really love this song because it reminds me of really happy times. It was one of those moments in life where everything was going our way. I'm speaking of the band here, and we just signed our deal, and we were getting on the radio, and everything was just, it felt good, everything was good, and any of you that are musicians know that it's just such a slog at the start to get anybody to care about what you're doing and to get yourself going, you play 100 shows to nobody, and you travel around the country and nobody listens to you, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of soul destroying times. You often do it with your friends or a few people that you really love, and it's like this strange sort of brotherhood that you all have together. And it took us a really long time to get to the point where we could have a record deal and make music, but this song was sort of, I don't know, the icing on the cake of that period of our lives. And it was the last track on our first album, which was self-titled, and we closed our shows with it, and it was like a fan favourite. So yeah, the song is called Born Alone.
In my silence, I am strong. When I'm quiet, oh, I belong. And in this silence, well, I am born. I built an empire, you tore down the roof. I drift slowly out of time. I say some things out of line, so I say nothing. I just hide. It twisted my soul and opened my eyes. Well, time will tell you we're just getting older. Fear will teach you to shut your eyes. Well, I've made amends with the bones in my closet. I was born alone, but I won't die alone. Can you show me true romance? Can you teach me how to dance? Will I find this again? When I'm sober again, well, time will tell you you're just getting older. Fear will teach you to shut your eyes. Well, I've made amends with the bones in my closet. I was born alone, but I won't die alone. I lay my soul to rest by you. Oh, I lay my soul to rest. I lay my soul to rest for you. Well, time will tell you you're just getting older. Fear will teach you to shut your eyes. Now I've made amends with the bones in my closet. I was born alone, but I don't know.
protect the NHS, look after yourselves. Bye bye.
Oh, sorry.
Behave, Richard. Put your trousers back on.
We're back on. We're back on. Sorry, who were you? Just you noticed a name, didn't you?
Mark Wallage appeared. Hello, Mark, from FOC and Tuesday Painters before that. So, and
I was just saying that I was going through the old tapes as I keep threatening to do, and I found an old demo of the Tuesday Painters, and I thought it was cracking. I took a track off it that I wanted to play out actually, so but we might do that another week.
Yeah, let's get all that stuff sorted, all that archive stuff, and let's get some of this stuff played. Steve Sparrow there, thank you very much. I hope everyone watching agrees that. Yeah, I'll put a comment in there. So from work experience to playing in the rock contest with Another Story, to playing with his school bands, to forming Morning Parade with Phil Titus and a few others. They done a sellout weekend at the Square. They done many sellout gigs. Some of them used to take over the venue with lighting rigs and turn it into something else. Loads of videos on YouTube of that. And now he's residing in America with a new project. He was someone who made the most of what the Square had to offer him. And I'm just really, really happy that he's doing so well. And yeah, thank you, Steve, for providing that brilliant set for us. Cheers.
Good stuff.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Well done.
And what was that tape that you said you found, Steve Harcourt? Let's not shy away from the fact that at one point he did work experience.
Somewhere in a stack of CDs, there's something he recorded, Sparrow recorded when he was on work experience. So we'll have to dig that out properly.
Did you name it or did he name it? You mentioned a name.
I'm not sure who named it, so I'm not saying it.
All right, let's dig it out.
Do you want me to say it?
From what I remember, it's in my handwriting.
There you go. Right.
If he can remember what's written on that, then yeah.
If Steve remembers,
it's just some song he wrote when he was on work experience.
All right, I'll put the question to him. If he remembers what it's called, we'll unveil it and we'll play it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Fair enough.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone. We have come to the end of another week. 4 minutes over. Not bad. We're getting better. We have got things to mention. So the GoFundMe link is because we want to put on a party in the town park once this is all over. It's going to be tied in with Linkfest. If Linkfest doesn't happen this August bank holiday and it gets postponed, we'll postpone with it. But if you want to be there, then please help us out. It's a bit of money, but we'll see. Next week should have been the Bish Bash in Bishop Stortford, formerly Stortford Music Festival. That should be taking place on Friday and Saturday. Being postponed. The Bish Bash themselves are going to be running live events on their Facebook page all through the day, I think from midday till midnight. But we're hoping that at 7:30 we're going to be joined by Twig and Annabelle and maybe some of the other Bish Bash Stortford Music Festival crew. And they're going to have a chat about the festival, about its past, about the great bands they've had, about their links with the Square. We used to host a couple of nights for competitions for bands to win a place. Lots of links there between the Square and Bish Bash, so we'll be talking about that. We also, if he's ready to go with his comments, then Martin Purcell has taken it upon him, well, not taken it upon himself, but he proposed the idea and I said, yeah, let's do that. He is finding the after party. So it's just gone 9 o'clock. If your Saturday night is not over, Martin Purcell is going to post a link in the comments. Destabilised, I think, is the evening that we're all going to go to for this evening's after party. So he'll post a link. We'll click on it. See you there for a drink, virtually.
I thought the Square was open till 3 a.m. I thought the Square's open till 3 a.m. normally, aren't we?
I don't know.
Not tonight.
Could you stomach any more of us? I haven't got any more videos. Next week.
Nah.
I'm going to stick some links into our comments now. They are for, if you would like to purchase one of those brilliant prints, you can do so. The GoFundMe link and not the Zoom competition anymore because that is done. So thanks again, everyone, for spending your Saturday night virtually at the Square. Any parting comments from anybody else?
Yeah,
have a good week, everyone.
Thanks for watching it.
Yeah, thanks, Tara. See you next week.
Sorry, I was typing the links. See you soon. Thank you very much. Every Saturday, 7:30 until we're allowed out to see you properly.